Hey everybody, I'm Aaron Simmons. This is Philosophy for Where We Find Ourselves, June 6th, 2020. In the last few days, I've been listening to quite a bit of Maya Angelou on podcasts and interviews available on YouTube. And this morning, while I was out for a jog, I listened to this extended interview with her, and something she said really struck home with me. It was that the hardest part about teaching is living what you teach. In other words, she explains that we all are teachers insofar as we say something to others and we also live in front of others. The tricky part is being able to match what we say with what we live. A lot of us who happen to be employed as university professors find ourselves in a really awkward situation right now. A lot of us have complained, and legitimately so, for the difficulties about online teaching. And yet, in doing this, I think we're actually missing an opportunity to live what we teach. We teach our students that college is about learning not only skills for jobs, but also it's about learning how to navigate life more effectively, how to adapt to ambiguity, how to respond to difficulty, how to be comfortable with nuance, how to innovate in light of challenging situations, how to be prepared to be able to adjust, to be able to transform your plans, and then move forward in light of the situation that you face. Unfortunately, we all find ourselves in very difficult situations right now, not only in light of the pandemic, but also in light of the protests and the stands for justice across the country and around the world. These are important teaching moments, not simply such that we now find ways to incorporate this into our syllabi, though I hope we do. This is an opportunity for us to model in front of our students and the world what it looks like to live what we teach. This is bigger than simply living out our values. It's also about modeling what it involves to be able to be comfortable with ambiguity, navigate complexity, and to do all of this with critical reflection and yet the humble confidence to do what is right. Angelou also says at one point that her mother told her that when she left her house, she had been raised. She said, look, when you go forward in your life, you know what right and wrong are. Now go do right. That's the same thing that I think we as professors need to be modeling for our students, even outside of class. Right now, they're watching our social media posts. They're watching our actions. They're listening to see if we can find our voices in reflective ways and yet in ways that are taking action to address the social inequities in our country. They are looking to us as people who care about evidence and then can make sense of the conflicting stories that we find and be able to walk gingerly through it and yet do so with a head of steam relative to our trajectory being right action, right belief, and truth. One final thing that Angelou suggests, and it's something I think that we also must learn as teachers, she says, is that our final and most important lesson is to teach students how to be themselves. In that sense, it's not that we invite them simply to replicate our lives, but that we live our lives in a way that actually empowers them to live their own. We teachers must live what we teach. This is hard work. And yet, perhaps the most important lessons that we will give to our students will not be in the class, whether or not it's online, whether or not it's in person in the fall. Instead, the most important lessons are the ones that they are learning from us now. And so may I and all of us live in front of our students the very lessons that we hope they learn. I'll see you tomorrow, unless a piano falls on our heads.